Welcome to Hilltop Farm, where we grow food. Here on our farm, we grow grass hay, alfalfa hay, field corn, sweet corn, all different kinds of vegetables, and much more. We also sell eggs, and we breed goats and sell them. I'm gonna give you guys a tour of my farm. First, we're gonna start in the barn. And here we have chicken coop, and it's just dark and there's no chickens in it. And then we have Bailey right here, and one of her babies, and another one of her babies right there. And then we have Annie right here, which is my sister's dog. And then you come out here and you have the playing area. And here's Freckles, which is my goat, and one of her babies, and another one of her babies. Focus. Thank you. And here's Carmel. Carmel is my grandma's goat. And then over here we have a little shed that Freckles and her babies stay in. And there's not much to that. And then back here we have the pasture. Pasture where the chickens and the goats just hang out and live their life. And Annie needs to learn to eat grass because she's got lots of grass to eat in here. And over here we have Carmel's pasture and a branch that my brother cut down for him. And we have this little alleyway right here so that the Billy doesn't get these girls pregnant through the fence, and so we can get Annie out over there. I think that's it for in here. Now let's move on to the rest of my farm. And up here, almost forgot, we have a bunch of bags of field corn that you can buy if you want. And then if you look in this nest box, there's some eggs in there. You can also buy those if you want. Now coming out of the barn, we have the milking stand that I built with my dad. He helped me build this. And we have bins full of feed and supplies. And we have this hay. Now this hay, the goats don't like hay like this because it's first cutting and they like second cutting fine hay. So I'm going to use this as mulch. And then you come back here and there's this chicken garden is what I call it. Still a work in progress. I'm going to put 2 doors right there. One so the chickens can come out of the coop and come in here, work this area up this here. The other door right there, they're going to come down that little alleyway, come into this garden next year and work this up. This year I'm planting in this garden. I have nothing's come up yet except for this mint that I transplanted. And yeah, that's hopefully gonna be really nice. Then you come over here and you have the big sweet corn field. So all of this, all that is sweet corn. And then about right here, I ran out of sweet corn seeds, so I planted beans, like dry beans, because my dad wants to make our own dry beans. So I helped him out with that, and some sunflowers for the chickens. And then over here, there's a nice big pile of grass clippings mulch. That's fresh. That's old and decomposed. And then over here, we have one of my hay fields. This is probably the biggest hay field I have. Which this, you might think that this is a very tiny hay field, which actually not, thinking about the fact that I mow my hay down with a weed whacker. I rake it up with a rake, like a leaf rake, and I pick it up with a pitchfork. So, I mean, this is kind of a big field for that. And then over here, we have beehives that I don't know if we're ever going to use. They're very old and fallen apart and have mice in them and have holes in them. And here is a planter. That's what I planted that cornfield over there with. And I think that's it for my farm. Now I'm gonna go show you guys some of my fields. Right here is one of my fields. I have some volunteer potato plants that didn't get harvested last year. And all of this area right here, I let Dad use. He planted his dry beans that I was talking about. And then over here is what I planted. I planted all of this with greens. Put some frost cloth over that to help that germinate. And then I planted all of this with different lettuces and spinach and kale and all that kind of good stuff. Right here is my alfalfa field. My plan is to grow alfalfa, which has to, you can't harvest it until 2 years, and I just planted it this year. So hopefully in 2 years I will have my own alfalfa hay for the goats. And then over here, got my sprinkler. Don't usually water hay, but it's been really dry and I just planted this year, so I didn't really want it to die or get stunned or anything like that. So then you come over here down to the end of this field, alfalfa field, and over here is another one of my little hay fields. All of this part right here. Right here is a big hay field which is rented out to a farmer. Right here is the main tractor I use, and you guys are probably laughing like that's a lawnmower, but yep, that's the main tractor I use. And I'm going to get on it. First I gotta fill it up with gas. I'm gonna get on it and go and show you my last field. This field has nothing going on right now, but last year my plan was to, after I harvested this corn, because last year I had field corn in this, after I harvested this corn I was going to till it up and plant rye, and then this spring my plan was to roll the rye down, and that would be a mulch and there wouldn't be any weeds and I could plant here. Well, I never got anything to till this up with, and so I could never plant rye, and so it's just weedy now. But my plan is to till this up, because I have ways to till this up now, and then plant sunflowers here, because sunflowers are a good cover crop just for this year, and they look pretty, and I can use the flowers for bouquets and stuff, to sell flowers maybe, and I can use the flowers once they're dead to give the heads sunflower seeds and stuff to the chickens. So hopefully that will work, and that's my plan. And this over here is one of Stafford's fields. This hayfield right here is done by the same farmer who does the hay back at our farm. That's it for the tour.